This is a little intro before we get into the main episode. I've already recorded the episode. I just want to have something in the beginning. I just want to do say before I start this. I had come to my attention just recently, probably about a week ago, that the person who inspired me and was a great inspiration for what I do in terms of visual novels and what they did. Bosskwars, the YouTuber, I found out that he had passed away, which was a real big shock to me. It was quite unfortunate because when I first started doing this, close to a year, actually about a year ago already, I started with Stella and the Reaper's Butterflies, and it was my first series I did, and I was actually doing it at the exact same time as he was. And funny enough, we both got hit by strikes. Well, not really strikes, but both of the channels were terminated at the exact same time as well, which was quite funny. But yeah, I don't even know what to say. It was real sad to hear about it, and I hope he rests well, and I hope all well for his family as well. Anyway, enough of the sadness, unfortunately, for that, but let's get straight into it, shall we? Good morning, evening, and afternoon, and welcome to part 23 of Aokana,蒼の彼方のフォーリズム. Firstly, it's quite hot today. It is summer for me. So I don't know how long I'll be able to do this without my fan, because obviously I can't have my fan on while I'm doing this. But yeah, so happy holidays for those who had celebrated those. And one thing I do want to mention is when I'm doing this today, there has been a large earthquake in Japan. I'm just hoping for those who are watching that everyone is safe and everyone is doing well. So, moving on to the episode now. Last time we finished off the training camp. We were going back to the school. We were going to just go separate ways, but then Asuka wanted to do a little bit more training. So that happened. Then they had the interval where they did the ending of chapter 3, I think it was. And then they had it. I mean, I'm pretty sure it was spoilery, but I didn't watch both the intro and outro for the chapters. But interestingly enough, in between both chapters, start and end, there was a little cutscene with two characters we have not seen yet. One of them seems to be like, not really a god, but like somebody who accompanies another person. And that person who was being accompanied seems to be, from what I gather, European or Russian descent. Don't know. But she might appear to be a strong Skywalker. It'll be interesting to see how she plays a role in the future. And then after that little introduction to them, we had the intro to the next chapter. Weird placement for everything, but whatever. Then after that, they were all together discussing what to do next and what the plans are. And the discussion came upon the next exams or midterms or however you like to call it. Tests. So they are going to be focusing on that next. I don't know how I'm going to say. But anyway, so that's going to be happening next. I'm not sure if that's going to be straight away or if it's going to be leading up to it. A little study group, I should say, between them all. Yeah, not much to say. Let's get straight into it. Well, we'll talk more once we get closer to midterms. There's something else I want to talk about. What was it again? I know I wrote it down somewhere. Ah, right. I remember. I wanted to suggest that Mashiro change her playstyle. It's interesting. But it's a weird timing as well, since they just did the training camp. Training camps obviously were training. So she's just been training in a specific style, and also you want to change it? It's gonna start over again. Glad I remember, but guess he's already asked her. Talk about bad timing. Oh no, it's just some other bad timing. It's a sensitive topic, so I wanted the timing to be just right. Maybe she's feeling better than she looks. Let's put that to the test. Mashiro?
Hi, 何ですか?
A perfectly calm response. And yet I feel like I'm being stabbed by icy daggers as she speaks to me. Oh well, that makes sense. Guess I shouldn't have expected her to warm up to me so fast after our last exchange. Back to what we were just talking about. Do you want me to tutor you?
いいえ、結構です。先輩のお世話になるまでもありませんから。
So there's a lot more to that in Japanese. Hold on one second.
いいえ、結構です。先輩のお世話になるまでもありませんから。
She doesn't want to impose on her senpai, onto my sense. There's the differences in the translation is quite different actually. There's no need for that. It's quite harsh. Obviously she is sounding harsh itself even in Japanese, but the Japanese had a lot more context in the sentence itself. I see. Yeah, this really doesn't seem to be the right time. Right now, I'll just focus on improving her mood and...
G.
Asuka?
G.
For those who obviously are not too familiar, G sound she's making is... I don't know if it's the right word. Onomatopoeia for staring. She's, in other words, really staring right now. I'm trying to show her in a sense. Need something? What's with that expectant gaze?
G.
She wants him to ask her if she wants to tutor. What's wrong, Asuka? Come on, speak up.
なんでもありません。
Now she's being pouty. Now she's sulking? Why all of a sudden?
私には言ってくれないんですか? まどかちゃん。
Uh-huh?
まあマサヤ、これ以上醜態を晒す前に練習に行こうよ。
Misaki pats me on my shoulder as she says that. Hey, wait. And that's also funny because now it feels like he was singling out Mashiro. I thought to improve Mashiro's mood, but it's soured already. And I haven't even done anything yet. Huh? That was weird, okay. Don't know why I did that. Well, whatever. Let's forget about that for now. Alright, let's get started. I'll bring up changing player styles when Mashiro's in a better mood. No clue when that'll be, but beggars can't be choosers. I don't know about that decision though. Like obviously you want to do training, but she's training in that style you want her to change out of. I mean, it is being picky in a sense, but it's like why'd you, if you want her to change her style for a specific reason, just say it, even if she's in a bad mood, because you want her to change regardless. Even if she wanted to say no, it's for the better in a sense. Anyway. The players are all coming down to the beach after I told them it was time for a break. However, Mashiro suddenly hunches over in pain. Oh, what happened? I go over to them since Prez's desperate voice suggests that it's something serious.
ちょっと着地の時にクラッときて、それで足を変な風についちゃって。見せてみて、グラシュ脱げる？はい。頑張って、こっち持つから。
Putting on and taking off grab shoes is similar to dealing with ski boots. I can obviously have never done. Oh, I've done skiing, not skiing, sorry, but skating long ago, but not the same. But anyway, I can kind of picture what they're trying to say in terms of putting it on and off. Though I guess that means detaching is more fitting term than taking off. Mashiro pulls off her grab shoes in an exaggerated manner, leaving her porcelain white bare foot exposed to the air.
はい、男子、回れ右。
Urged by Misaki, Prez and I turn to look in the opposite direction. It's not like I was trying to stare.
まあ、有坂のことはまどかに任せておこう。間違った対応はしないだろうからな。
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Man, you can really tell they're siblings at times like this.
さて、素人だからあまりペタペタいじれないけど、内出血はないみたいだから筋肉や血管に損傷はないみたいだね。痛みが強くて我慢できないとかは？いえ、今はジンジンしてますが、我慢できないってところまでは。だとしたら骨折、ひび、人体の損傷、断裂なんて心配もないかな。
She says she's an amateur, but she's quite knowledgeable.
でも、ちゃんと病院に行った方が確実だね。どうかな、鏡先生でも行ける？ひなたくんに聞いてるんだけど。
Sorry.
どうしたの
？Nothing. Just surprised to see that you're doing such a good job.
確かに。
So, I was just thinking now, because makes sense in the way he said tashikani. To me, it's different because tashikani to me is more. It does seem to be true, or it's like you're correct, or how can I word this? It does seem to be the case, or yeah, it just doesn't fit. But I can't really make I can't choose the right words myself right now.
すっごく失礼な奴らがいるぞー。まどかちゃんすごいです。高藤との合宿でレベルアップしたのは君たちだけじゃないということだよ。私とてスコアの取り方からマッサージ、怪我の対応から選択の仕方までを習い。すごい。ネットで検索すれば大体解決するって分かったんだから。
I just want to see that in Japanese quickly. Yeah, so in the English they used Google, but here she just used net, which is internet. Because honestly, from what I can recall, I might be wrong with this, but I'm pretty sure. No, not pretty sure. I think Japan also still uses Google a lot, but I think they use Yahoo a lot more, but I think I might be thinking about something else. But anyway, yeah. Wait, now I'm just reading, looking in English. It's a bit different than I thought. Just Google it. That's almost saying it's telling to us, in a sense, just Google it. Okay. Anyway.
本当にスマホ持ってる。ま、対応の速さで十分フォローできてるとは思うけどね。美咲が今いいこと言った。
So, I can't believe I'm saying it again. Here it's a bit more. She's saying, Misaki, what you said. Wait, sorry again.
美咲が今いいこと言った。
Misaki, what you said now was great, or you said something good, or it's something like that. Right now, it's not really the same in English.
私はどうすれば。うわ、ごめん。
She ended up killing what little faith we had in her. Oh well, that's our Madoka.
で、ひなたくん、鏡先生に見てもらえば大丈夫かな。
No way. I mean, she can treat her injuries, but she obviously can't diagnose anything. We're gonna need an actual doctor for that.
マシロッチ、保険証持ってる？まあ、ないよね。だったら一度取りに戻らないと。
Sorry, one second. Yeah. I'll handle that. You stay with Mashiro.
いいえ、病院まで行くほどのことじゃありませんから。ちょっとひねっただけだと思いますし。
But...
心配してくださってありがとうございます。でも、私の不注意が原因で部活がこれ以上中断してしまうのは。
I get where she's coming from. I mean, no one ever wants to burden others. However, she didn't put herself at risk of further injury because of that desire. Mashiro? I look Mashiro dead in the eye. Then I gather my resolve and decide to speak in a firm tone. Let's go to the hospital.
嫌です。
Guess I failed. He needs to show more... It's not the right word, but backbone. Like, he really needs to show that he's the coach. It's for her good that she needs to listen.
いえ、今のは相手が先輩でしたから反射的にってそうじゃなくて今のはなしっていうか。
One clearly wasn't enough since she delivers a second blow. Does she actually hate me?
まあまあ、無理してウニみたいにツンツンしなくても、マサヤも純粋に心配してるだけだって。
Yeah, she said something interesting in Japanese. Hard to translate it, but the tsun-tsun, for some that do know, tsun comes from the tsundere. Obviously, tsundere is people who are harsh at most people, at a person, but they tend to go soft to that person. I'm getting it wrong, but the tsun part is the being aggressive part. That's why some people say don't be tsun, be more deda in a sense.
ってことは、美咲先輩も私のことを心配してくださって。
There's a lot more in the Japanese than in English there. Like, worried about me too? Like, in English, what is she suggesting? Yeah, it's because we were just talking about Marcia, and all this time he's saying he's worried about me too. No, she's referring to.
ってことは、美咲先輩も私のことを心配してくださって。
She's saying about Misaki. Are you also worried about? Are you worried about me? Something like that.
そりゃあね。
Again, there's more to that, but anyway. Misaki's response is super awkward. Guess she's embarrassed.
わかりました。私、病院に行きます。まあ、それがいいと思うかな。じゃあ、私、付き添ってくるね。
Thanks. I'll go report this to Miss Kagami. Probably best if I keep out of her way for now. Mashiro stumbles to her feet while leaning on Maruko's shoulder.
付き添い、美咲じゃなくてごめんね。これ以上、部活の時間を割きたくありませんから。青柳先輩こそ、ありがとうございます。それと。
Mashiro turns her head in my direction. La bow? Yeah. Mashiro gives me a somewhat awkward bow, then heads off to the hospital. One moment she's acting all cold, the next she's bowing to me. I guess you could say that's the tsundere in it. How am I supposed to interpret that?
ま、スポーツをやってるわけだからな。こういうこともあるさ。
Injuries, in other words. Praise claps on my back to cheer me up. Seems like he's misunderstanding the situation. I'm not depressed because Mashiro got injured under my watch. Still, I do appreciate the thought. You're wrong.
だったら何なんだ?
Well, I wasn't thinking about her injury. I was just wondering if she hates me. And honestly, that thought is nothing new. I mean, she's always polite, sometimes even to a fault, so that isn't an issue. But all of our conversations feel sort of empty, like they lack any real emotion. Kind of makes me think she's forcing herself to talk to me. Up until recently, that didn't really matter. We never spent much time together, so never once worried about it. However, now that I'm her coach, the distance between us is making my life more difficult. And I finally reached a point where I'm sure I know what's wrong. Namely, that Mashiro doesn't really like me.
そうですか?
Sure is more... In Japanese it's more like... Is that so, in a sense? I mean, they are similar but not the same.
まあ、コーチと選手となると年齢の差よりも上下関係を意識するだろうからな。反発する人間がいてもおかしくはないかもしれん。
From what I gathered, I think it was even before then, before he became a coach as well.
それもそうだけど、私とマサヤの間に何かあるって邪推してるだけじゃないのかな。
正直に言えば、俺もそれが一番だと思う。
Yeah, he says it's more like he feels like that is the number one reason he thinks as well.
マサヤさんが落ち込んでます。
No one other than Asuka is surprised by the claim, which means I'm probably right. Hell, they even think she hates me for the exact same reason I do.
マサヤさん、ファイトです。
Thanks, Asuka. I'll be fine. Don't worry. Asuka's sudden attempt to cheer me up actually helps a little. Man, it's way easier to coach someone who's this straightforward.
ひなた、あまり一人で背負い込むなよ。
Huh?
お前はよくやってくれている。さっき俺は上下関係の話をしたが、お前は後輩だけど、コーチとして頼もしく思っている。だが、それは一面に過ぎない。お前は俺の後輩だ。他の部員から見れば同級生か先輩でしかない。
Hold on, I'll say that again in Japanese.
だが、それは一面に過ぎない。お前は俺の後輩だ。他の部員から見れば同級生か先輩でしかない。
Oh well.
お前はコーチなだけじゃない。頼ることを忘れるな。信用することを諦めるな。そうすれば 俺たちも答えてみせるさ。
Prez. He's blowing things out of proportion, but his words are quite soothing.
あ、だいたい筋肉が解決してくれるんだから。
Yeah, and he had to ruin it. No, maybe some. Oh, sorry. No, maybe soothing wasn't the right word yet there. Only Prez would ever find talking about muscles comforting.
そうですよ、マセヤさん。私でよければ力いっぱいお手伝いします。
Asuka chimes in with an excited tone. Thanks. Asuka's going kind of overboard, but that honestly suits her.
マセヤさんはましろちゃんと仲良くしたいんですよね。だったら簡単です。仲良くしちゃえばいいんです。うまく飛びたいのに飛べないなら練習します。ですから仲良くなりたいときは仲良くすればいいんですよ。
True. Honestly, that makes no sense, but her enthusiasm is contagious. And I can't say I hate that.
じゃ、私はこれで。
Hey, wait, where do you think you're going?
だってマサヤ真白と仲良くなりたいんでしょ？だったら私と距離を置くのが得策かなーって。
Well, Misaki is the number one reason Mashiro hates me, but if she leaves, Mashiro will leave as well. But taking her out of the question won't solve anything. I mean, we can't just avoid each other forever. Plus, I know that's not why Misaki's trying to leave. You can't fool me, you just want to skip practice, don't you? That's my biggest worry when it comes to Misaki.
そんなことないってば。ないよ。ないかも。
At least try to sound more convincing. She's really bad at lying. Maybe this isn't the best time to bring up my concerns, but as they say, there's no time like the present. Misaki? What should I do? Interesting. As usual, I like to do that when I get choices. So, from my experience, I should say, from visual novels I've done in the past, and when I first started doing these types of things with decisions, I found that obviously you can't just go to each one, you can't accept each character's decisions, like you can't connect with all of them all at once, obviously. But you can't. But there was another visual that I did a long time ago that had an opposite to it as well. You can't just all go into choices into one person. It sometimes does not work. So the thing is, thanks to what's that visual called? Kanojo something. Kanata. It's a visual novel that has focuses on disabilities. That visual novel was easy to get into a route with just one decision. So it makes me feel like maybe I should go a little bit accept this one, but then I feel like it might trap me, but then it might not. I don't know. Anyway, thing is, these decisions as well, tell her to try harder or just watch her leave. Just watch her leave could also just sounds like a bad end in a sense as well. But I think I'll go with that one for now. Because I'm still deciding on Rika first. Then I think it was Mashiro, then Misaki, and then Asuka, I think. That was the order I had decided. But we'll see. So let's go with this for now. Just watch her leave. Okay, this is for the best. Forcing her to stay will just kill the mood and ruin practice for everyone else. Besides, maybe she has an actual reason for wanting to leave.
おお、話がわかるね。そういうマサヤ大好きだよ。
Don't say things you don't mean.
じゃね
Misaki casually waves her hand at me as I watch her leave.
ー。マサヤさん、
Asuka has approached me.
ミサキちゃん、マシロちゃんのところにお見舞いに行くつもりなんじゃないでしょうか。
Oh, yeah, maybe. How'd I miss that? I'm an idiot. Makes sense that she's too embarrassed to tell us that's what she wants to do. However, Mashiro says she didn't want Misaki to waste practice time. So the way I see it, now finishing practice is actually the wrong choice on Misaki's part. You know, this just goes to show that my relationship with Misaki is pretty rocky too. Great. Just great.
きっとそうですよ。
Asuka snaps me out of my thoughts with those words. Then looks at me with sparkling eyes and a beaming smile. Yeah, I hope so. I respond with a smile of my own. Okay, only you two are left, but we'll continue at practice anyway.
望むところだ。
Okay. Interesting. She's rushing off to somewhere. Well, let's find out next time. A little bit short from today because there are a few things I want to talk about. And the thing I added in the beginning of the episode as well. So there's okay, so let's talk about the episode first. It was interesting. It was mainly focusing on Mashiro. There is a bit of a weird connection, or not connection, but atmosphere between Mashiro and Masaya, but I feel like there's something else, something we don't know yet, that is the reason why there's friction between them. But as I mentioned earlier, I feel like the way he's going at it as a coach isn't right. Like, obviously I'm not in that position and I don't have experience, I should say, in that type of position. So what I'm thinking is obviously probably the wrong choice. But I feel like he's losing out in terms of practice by having their members change constantly, or not constantly, but having done the practice and then changing afterwards. Like he said that she's not in a good mood, so maybe I'll try to find another time after practice. Something like that. It's like you're gonna be practicing in a specific style, and then you want to change the style, and you have to practice it again. Obviously, there's universal moves for each style, but But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that develops as well next time. So I thought we were going to go into a little bit of the studying thing. We did talk about it slightly, but it turned out to be a different event, I should say. With this music and the way Misaki is going, it's got a bit of a dramatic feel now. It's almost like she's worried about Mashiro, but I feel like she's also worried about something else. I'm curious about that. Yeah, I enjoyed this episode. It's slower, calmer, but also had a lot of tension and drama in it, which was interesting. And it's building up the tension for next time as well, which is great. So that'll be it for that. As I tend to usually do, it seems. not much of a rant, but a bit of information I heard recently, and on top of that rant. Some of you might know, but it's not really easy to know this, but there has been a lot of drama recently in terms of translators, localizers, and manga, anime, and dub, and that type of thing. I haven't really seen it much, but apparently a lot of the translators and localizers have taken upon themselves to translate Japanese to English in their own way, or their own manner, in a sense. When I found out about it, I was quite shocked, actually. I'm not obviously saying it has anything to do with Aokana's translation at all, but it reminds me of it because people just want one-to-one as literal or accurate translation as possible. And I feel that a lot in Aokana, where obviously it's personal choices in what I feel like, and from what I have been taught. So obviously this could be a lot of errors on my side as well, but I did find that quite interesting. And if you are quite interested in learning more about the situation, there's a good YouTuber by the name of Rev Says Des. He's covered quite extensively on this topic, and it was quite interesting to see. But yeah. And then lastly, this is going to be recorded before the beginning parts I'm going to add afterwards. But yeah, I just wanted to say that I was quite shocked to hear that, and I hope his family is all well, and I hope for the best. But yeah, for now, that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Just let me know your thoughts. I'll see you all next time.